All right, brother. When you're ready, maybe
I
close your eyes. I guess as a starting point, what did you think this experience was going to be coming into it, and what was it actually?
I made no assumptions about what it's going to be. I thought it'd be a chance to spend a month with interesting people, people who are creative, and as a social experiment. Who knows what would come of it. But I was someone who was seeking community, and so this appealed to me. So I came in with really no expectations about what it's going to be like. And I'm going away with this knowing that there's a sense of community that we can build, and it takes time to do so. So actually having spent a month versus most often you don't really get that chance, I think that's been what really made it different.
In your mind, what is Experience House? Like, if you had to describe it to someone, what would you say?
To me, Experience House is like an experiment, right? And it's an experiment with oneself. What is it like to go into a community of very diverse group of people and cohabit for a month? What opportunities there is to learn about oneself. And often we are surrounded by the same people all the time, and we never get a chance to really spend time with people who are from a different field or think differently, from a different community, in any meaningful amount of time. So Experience House to me is an experiment in really humanity and creating connection.
How do you think? Because I know you're part of a lot of communities. You've been to a lot of events. How do you think Experience House is unique? What's different compared to maybe some of the other experiences that you've been part of?
I think it's I think it really is curation, right? I think the container is, of course, the place, the environment, all of that is part of the container. But in the end, the fabric of the container is the people, right? And bringing together people that are in that space to connect and in that spirit of generosity, and who come to it with a certain sense of openness. I think that's what's different about this. So I think the diversity is one. The time that one spends in the community, that's another. So those are the things that are really different. And the curation of the people.
How would you describe the people? You said sort of generous.
Yes. I would describe the people as talented. Extremely talented. And look at whether they are photographers or performers. The incredible talent that's here. And then the diversity of voice. It's nice to see diversity of backgrounds, communities, countries, to have. So in those ways, those are the ways it's different, yeah. And yeah. So I think in terms of people, I would say incredibly talented, generous, open, collaborative people who are looking to co-create. I think that's part of the essence of Experience House is co-creation. And I think it really, it lives up to that. So.
Navin, tell me about like the connections that you've made here. How have you experienced these people?
For me, the connections and the chance to connect with, I could not, how would I have ever connected with someone like Vince, who's working with a school system in New York, is in a completely different world that I'm in, and to be able to co-create something with him. I mean, where else would I have had the opportunity, given both the where we are at in terms of our communities and locations. He lives in New York. I live in San Francisco. If not for this, we would not have found a way to connect with each other and to know that there's potential, that both have an interest in creating something together. Our worlds would not have met if not for this. And so it's those kind of connections, I mean, like meeting Eskil, and what are the chances? May have met him on a flight, had a 30-minute conversation with him. But the chance to meet people from also just the age range for me, right? I would not have had a chance to spend so much time with people much younger than me and really appreciate what they have to offer, and to be in a learning mode with people much younger than you. So those kind of relationships, there's just been so many.
How are you leaving this house different than how you came in?
How I'm going differently.
How's your life?
I think really in a few ways. One is the potential of working with people in a cross-disciplinary fashion, right? There's an opportunity for working with Ben. There's an opportunity working with Vince. There's so many people that otherwise would never have. I see potential. So how I leave from here is this sense of all the great potential there is to co-create. That's a huge change in perspective that I'm leaving with. And I mean, again, this same old lesson, right? I mean, there is this, if you look into anyone's eyes long enough, you can't help but fall in love with them. I mean, it's that kind of an experience here. Right? You spend the time to really get to know someone as a human, it's hard not to love them. And the other way is, I feel as someone that is kind of pivoting from something that they were really good at or validated in to a completely unknown territory as to what to do next, to be surrounded by people that are truly experimenting with their lives, and charting their own paths has been encouraging. Yeah.
Who is Experience House made for, in your opinion? I'll remind you that someone else answered this question. I think it kind of caught your ear in the video. I don't know if you remember, during our interview, you told me that in the video someone had shared that someone said it's made for people who know they have gifts to share with the world.
Yeah.
And are looking for people to help them bring those gifts in the world.
Yes. Yeah, so that's what it reminds me.
Now having been here, how would you describe it? Like who is this made for?
I think it's made for people who believe that there is a possibility for deep human connection beyond the communities and close circles of friends and colleagues that we have, there's just people in totally different dimensions to deeply connect with. And the potential for that, when we get out of our little bubbles and we start spending time with people in a meaningful way that have come from completely different backgrounds, there's so much there to explore. So it's for people that want to explore life through that lens of coming together, co-creating with people that they otherwise would not have had the chance to co-create with. Yeah, it's for people like that. Yeah.
I think that's all I have for you, brother. Is there anything else that you feel called to share? It could be for me or for anyone watching this. I'm so fascinated with what you have done here, Sam, and to think that you are doing something that is enviable. Because what do we all really want? We want to be surrounded by awesome people, living in community, where there's a trust that each one will show up. And you're creating that community for you. Yeah. And it's amazing that you saw that need and you did something about it. And I see I also see that, I remember my first conversation with you. I mean, and I was very, I very skeptical that I would attend. I didn't really think I'd attend. At first, like just looking through the website and things like that. For the reasons I told you, right? I thought it's going to be a bunch of young people partying. Do I really? I ended up being the old guy partying. I know. Like, what the fuck? Gained 15 pounds, partying the whole night. You, dude.
I know. Oh, what hides in our shadows, Sam? What hides in our shadows? Yeah, but fucking awesome job, man. Like doing this, I think the world needs more of this in all kinds of different ways. We need to figure out how to bring people together that think differently, from different places, that speak differently, have different ways of expressing themselves together to create. And the more you can widen this, the more you can make this inclusive, the more you can bring a diversity of views. I think the key is that the amount of time. We are most, these things are trying to build community. There is a lot of intensity in a short amount of time, and then it dissipates. There's a lot of kumbaya in a 6-week workshop. Right? These are great, but a month together is a different feeling when you leave. Yeah, it's a different depth of connection that you leave with. And that's the secret sauce, and if you can create if you can just be true to your heart, Sam. True to your heart, yeah. There's a lot of ways this can go. But it's a core need of humanity. And what I think the people closest to God are artists. I think people who create, who try and make sense of this absurdity that is life. So I'm glad you're bringing those people together. I love the idea of a permanent experience house. If Kerala is an option, we should build it there. In India, in South India. We should have multiple locations, And there are different people doing communities like this, but I think I have not come across something in the way that you're doing it. And with the heart that you're doing it, There's a certain there's a real authenticity and openness about you that I think that brings the people here. And the partnership that you and Matt have, and of course now Reem, it's a great team. It's a great team. Doing incredible things with incredible people, and then die, and then be reborn, and then it goes on. But awesome for doing this. It's an incredible gift for everyone that's here.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Sam.